Here we have a Burnac Vulcan made by Burnac of Burslem, Stoke-on-Trent. This dates from about 46 to 1949, and this is the first time I've steamed this little engine since receiving it. I've had it some time now. This is taken several minutes to get up steam, basically because it's running on a Latimer L4 burner. I'm still waiting for a burner after this one at the moment. So that particular small burner doesn't give out as much heat as it would like, or I would like rather. But nonetheless, the engine is started now. They're not particularly powerful engines, but they're very well built and quite delightful to watch. So this one has a copper lid and a brass bodied cylinder, boiler rather, so it's a copper brass mix. They do come in a metal or steel brass mix and a copper all copper mix or all brass. I don't know if they come in an all copper mix, but certainly a brass copper mix at the top, brass so to speak. But anyway, this little fella started now. As you can see, it's running reasonably well. I've opened that as wide as it will go. There is a crack in the simpler of the two sight glass designs, but it doesn't seem to be leaking. I've had the sight glass off and it's a fairly thick affair, so the crack is a hairline crack, so it seems to be holding tight. I put a new seal on the safety valve and it seems to be holding alright. I've got a feeling the rather poor performance of this one was very sort of pathetic sort of turnover speed is really largely down to the very small L4 lamp. If I nudge it more so it's heating more the actual surface of the boiler, the underside of the boiler, rather than going straight up the flue, it might go a little bit faster. But anyway, I wanted to satisfy myself that it would actually steam okay, and as you can see it does. They're delightful engines. They're very, very well built for such a small engine. They're only about 9 inches high. But the boilers are sort of old 40mm, possibly 40mm shell casings, and by which that means that they're built like the proverbial outhouse. And I say it does run quite well. It would probably run a few tools. It's got a heavy Mazak base on it, simple sort of screw throttle arrangement. I think it works more like I don't know whether it's more like a choke or an actual inlet. Very similar to the Wilson upright. But the upright boiler has never been particularly favoured by English toy steam manufacturers that much, but the Burnac is a very well known steam toy, a British steam toy of this period in this configuration, and it certainly is sort of worth collecting. I think they are appreciating in value. It's a little bit simpler than the comparative upright offerings that you could get from Wilson Brothers, but that said, it's simple, it's robust, it's a very attractive toy, and if you should have the chance to actually get hold of one, I would say do it, because you can get one box with its funnel and instructions. They hold their value. They're certainly around the upper 60s, maybe into the sort of low 90s, if you can get one that is complete and in good condition. This one's never going to be a terribly good performer on that small lamp, but like I say, really just to satisfy myself that this colourful, attractive toy would actually work, and I can report that it does, and there's no leak from this crack. I don't know if you can really pick it up on camera, but it's right there. It's broken right in two, but it is actually working. So the other type of sight glass cover is believed to be that of a Bing derivative derived design. They might even be by Bing. I think they went sort of belly up just before the Second World War, so there might have been a whole job lot of these covers kicking around, which sort of Burnac bought up and used on their engines. This is, so far as we know, the only steam toy they made. It was actually advertised as more than a toy, and I think any young lad of the post-Second World War period would have been quite pleased to have got one of these in his stocking. It weighs around about sort of 2.5 pounds, which, though it doesn't sound much, It's quite heavy for a small steam toy. As I've taken a few stills, I mean that's it next to my blow lamp, and you can see it's not sizably larger than that. The chimney is removable on these little engines, and the boiler is very simple, centre flue boiler, 2 openings, one for the actual steam pipe and the other one for the safety valve. And you see it's got a very simple throttle affair which gives you some control, but if I have this one too closed it's going to come to a juddering halt, I fear. So there you have it, the Burnac Vulcan, somewhere between 46 and 49, a rare example of an upright boiler in an English steam toy, and one which say still delights collectors and enthusiasts today, 70 years after nearly when they were first made. So I hope you enjoyed watching this little fella go over. I'll just turn him around slightly.